Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to MDZ Music, where we talk about our songwriting process. My name is Eli Mendez. You can follow me on all social media at Eli Mendez 1109.
What's up? My name is MATTIX. You can follow me on everything. What's up? My name is MATTIX. You can follow me on everything at Came From Dust. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to see all of our brand new shows. And don't forget to share the video.
So in this 4-episode series, we're going to be talking about how MATTIX wrote the song Sentient.
On today's episode, we'll cover our process on how to write a hook and where to find a placement within the beat, and how I wrote the specific hook for Sentient.
Let's get started. Alright, so we talk about this in every episode, but the first thing that you're going to want to do when you're doing your songwriting process is you're going to want to think of a song concept, right? And then you're going to want to write down words, as many words as you can think of to describe that concept. And none of it has to make sense yet. What you want to do is you want to paint the picture of the idea of the concept and bring that song to life.
Right, so what would be a good word to, without saying the actual word, what do you think a good word for sentient would be? Sentient means being able to feel emotion and like perceive emotion.
Yeah. So words that I would think of is maybe feeling. I would think of mind,
right?
Head. I would think of dark spaces, maybe.
Right.
Maybe when I would close my eyes and start painting the picture of what it looks like to have my eyes closed and my mind wander.
Right, exactly. I guess for me, whenever, when I was sort of writing the song, whenever I was sort of like the headspace I was sort of in whenever I was writing this song, Sentient, was sort of dark, sort of low.
So now we know what the meaning means. The actual concept of the song is feeling lost and in your own head with different thoughts. So that's kind of the concept behind that. And Matt wanted to paint the picture of the idea of what sentient meant and put that into a song.
Right. Okay, well, the common format is basically just your chorus, your first verse, you have another the same chorus, again, you have a second verse, you could put a bridge. We always say you don't always, it doesn't always exactly have to be like this. But if you're gonna have like a bass format,
this is just the bass form,
like
and then you would end it with, after the bridge, you would end it with the chorus. And this is just the most common format and like a bass format to kind of just think about. But you can do it in any order, and you don't necessarily have to have it like this, or you don't necessarily have to have.
You don't even have to have a hook.
Yeah, you don't even have to have a hook. You just be verses. I've heard songs where it's just verse 1, verse 2, and that's it. Or maybe it's just different things.
The format I took for Sentient specifically was the intro, and then, that's pretty much a dead giveaway most of the time. But some people don't usually like to build up in their intro, but some people just skip it altogether. I went through the intro, and then I did a chorus, and then a pre-verse. And would you mind explaining a little bit about what pre-verse means?
It's just we repeat. Usually what I'll do is I'll repeat part right before the verse, and basically it's just to kind of help build up the verse. And I think within this beat specifically, and we'll show that as we go along those things. But for this beat, the way the beat sounded and the length of the beat, a pre-verse seemed to just fit before that. But
right.
we'll talk about that.
Yes. And then after that, after pre-verse, you do your first verse, and then after the first verse, then what Eli was talking about, we do the pre-chorus, and then we get into the chorus itself, and then another pre-verse. So it's kind of jumping around a little bit. And then that's whenever you can put in your second verse.
Yeah.
And then you can do the pre-chorus again, and then finally finish it out with the chorus again.
Yeah. And this is just a breakdown of specifically how Matt did this song Sentient, because of the length of the beat. We looked at it and we just listened to it, and we just felt like these parts specifically would go into this song. And as the episodes go along, we'll show specifically how to do the pre-verse, what that means specifically. But today we're just going to focus in on the chorus. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the chorus for Sentient with the lyrics so you can see what it says, how it sounds, and then we're going to explain how MATTIX got to that point with how he created specifically the chorus for Sentient. Check it out.
I've been feeling way too low. I think that my heart is froze. I don't even know where my mind goes. Like a black hole, I don't even know where the fuck it goes. I just wanna lose, I just on my soul for a little more. I don't need to know.
Okay, so next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you within the beat the placement for the chorus and how to listen for it, how to find it within the beat once you have the beat loaded, and then I'm gonna break down specifically where we thought maybe the chorus might go, but it'll look like this. Okay, so once you have the beat loaded, you can actually look at the beat. You can listen to it. What we'll do is we'll load it, we'll listen to it, and we'll look at it, and you can actually see once you look at it where the hook might go, right? And a lot of times the hook is going to be
in the valleys.
It's going to be the loudest part of the song a lot of times, the biggest part. So when you look at the beat as a whole, you see all these wavelengths, and you see right here how it's small, but then right here it's big. So by looking at it, you would think, okay, it looks like maybe this is going to be the hook, right? Hook, hook. And after listening to it, we determined that this actually is the hook. So it's the hook, and then you can see how right here it changes.
It gets a little
bit thinner, and that's where we thought a different part would go. But we listened to it, and we determined that the hook is going to be right here. So we have chorus, hook, and chorus. So chorus, chorus, and then the chorus at the end. And that's how we were able to find the placement within the beat to do the chorus.
Okay, so moving on, we're going to get into the mumbling process. We're going to do multiple takes over the beat, so that way we can find our melody. And that'll bleed into our lyric writing.
Yeah, and we're going to do this because we know we have to listen to the beat, finding where within the beat where the chorus is going to go. That's the next step after you find where you want to do the chorus. You're going to do your mumbling process. And one of the things that we'll do is, you've written down words.
Yeah.
So we'll look, either we'll mumble, none of it makes sense. We'll mumble, none of it makes sense yet. We're just trying to create the melody. But sometimes we'll even look at the words we've written down, even if it's just one word,
right,
and we'll say that word.
Yeah, so I found my melody through the mumble process. I kind of liked it. And then after that, you just go back to basically your first step and start kind of sifting through your concept words and put them in placements, and that usually sort of like fills out your lyric writing, helps it a lot.
Yeah. So an example of that's going to look like this. So as you're, like we said, as you're working on your melody, on your melody for your chorus, look at some of those words that you've written down. You do your mumbling process, and then what you're going to want to start doing is you're going to try to rhyme words, and you're going to try to create sentences. You're going to try to create sentences, and you're going to fit what you come up with, words or sentences, and you're going to try to put it together to fit that melody. And at this point, you're going to want it to bring it to life. So you have your melody, and then you want it to bring it to life with fitting in those sentences and those words and the rhyming. So,
right. And there's no specific way that this is done. It's always just personal preference. Like what Eli told me, just a few minutes ago, if it sounds good to you the first time, it most likely will sound good to other people. But that's, the whole point is just really just do it because you're having fun and you like doing it.
Yeah. And one of the, talking about personal preference, for our style that we're into right now is we do use pitch correction, and we also use a late reverb sound, and you can hear that in all the songs that we do. Sometimes we might, do it more than others, but for this song, definitely we wanted to give it that spacey feel, because it's almost like you're talking to yourself and in your own mind, and it definitely has that that feeling.
Right.
So, but one of the most important things is doing it because that's what you want to do, and try to you're not going to be able to please everybody. Everybody has their own style of music that they like, but just try to remember that if that's something that you like to do, then just do it. Don't try to please everybody else, and eventually, like we've talked about before, the people that end up liking your music, you're going to do it for them. So you're doing it for yourself, and then you're doing it for them as well.
Right.
And there's no such thing as the best song in the world. It's all going to be based on opinion, and that's what this is. So, and also this is just this is for this technique that we're talking about. This is what we do. There's no right or wrong way in terms of a technique. This is just something that helps us, and maybe it can help you as you get into your creating or songwriting process. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure you practice. Practice. It does get easier the more songs you do. And then, of course, like he said, you want to have fun. And
you'll definitely find your style after a while. It probably doesn't, like, for me, it definitely didn't happen right out of the gate. I sort of slowly developed my style into the way that I like to be or the way that I like to sound. Take time and practice so that way you can sharpen those skills. And, eventually somebody's going to like your music other than yourself. Just do it because we love it, and so should you. But if you really think that, if you want to be good, then just practice and have fun doing it. Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for watching MDZ Music. My name is MATTIX.
And my name is Eli Mendez. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications to see brand new shows. Also, make sure to follow us on all social media to hear any current music that we're working.
Stumble through